Ollie's grandmother was a truly kind and incredibly wise woman. Every morning, without fail, she would make her way to a little garden. It was her sanctuary. There, she would sit amongst the vibrant flowers, holding a warm cup of tea, a gentle smile always gracing her lips. Ollie, her grandson, was always watching her. He noticed how she treated everything with such care, such tenderness. It wasn't just about the flowers or her teacup. It was in every little thing she did. Her love and understanding seemed to radiate from her, touching everything in her world. It was a quiet, profound lesson in appreciation that Allie was slowly learning just by being near her. One sunny afternoon, Allie's curiosity finally got the better of him. He saw her carefully dusting off a collection of old trinkets on a shelf. "Grandma," he asked, his young voice full of genuine confusion, "why'd you keep so many old things? Wouldn't it be easier to just get new ones?" His grandmother stopped what she was doing and turned to him. Her smile was as gentle as ever. She beckoned him closer and said softly, "My dear Allie, some things in this life are not just for using, they are meant for remembering." Allie tilted his head, not quite grasping her meaning. He saw old teapots, worn-out books, and faded fabrics. To him, they were just old. But he trusted his grandmother, so he just nodded and let the thought linger in his mind. The seasons changed, and winter arrived, blanketing the world in a quiet layer of snow. One evening, the house was still, and Ollie found his grandmother sitting by the fireplace. The fire cast a warm, flickering glow on her face. In her lap was an old, leather-bound photo album. As she turned the pages, Ollie saw a single tear trace a path down her cheek, glistening in the firelight. He felt a pang in his chest. He quietly approached her and gently placed his small hand on hers. "Grandma," he whispered, "are you okay?" She looked up, her eyes soft and full of a distant light. She nodded slowly, her voice barely a whisper when she spoke. "Every moment I had with your grandfather was so precious to me, Allie. These memories. They will always remain right here, close to my heart." In that very moment, everything clicked into place for Allie. It was like a light had switched on inside his mind. He finally understood. All the things his grandmother had so carefully kept, the chipped teacup, the worn-out blanket, the faded photographs, they weren't just things. They were vessels. They held memories. They held love. They were tangible pieces of a life fully lived, a story that was still being told. Each object was a chapter, a verse in the beautiful poem of her life. From that day forward, something shifted in their relationship. It deepened. Ollie made it his own special ritual. Every evening, he would join his grandmother in the garden, a cup of tea in his own hands. They would sit together, enveloped by the sweet fragrance of the flowers as the sun began to set, and his grandmother would share her stories. She spoke of her youth, of falling in love, of raising a family, of the joys and sorrows that weave the tapestry of a lifetime. And as she spoke, Allie saw a remarkable transformation. Her eyes would sparkle, the lines on her face would soften, and her smile was radiant. It was as if she had become young again, transported back to those cherished moments. It felt like all the happiness in the world had found its way back to her, right there in her little garden, with her grandson by her side. And Ollie, in turn, learned the most valuable lesson of all, that love and memory are the greatest treasures we can ever possess. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more tales that warm the soul. We'll see you in the next one.